Good evening. Pretty excited today, coming at you from the man cave. We got a box from Amazon a couple days ago. This is going to be my Heroscape terrain. I love the new Heroscape. I love the old Heroscape. We have an affiliate link at the bottom of our channel there for you to, if you're interested in the Heroscape stuff, you can also order it right through our using our affiliate link. That helps us out a little bit. I've got some old trees here. I've got one of the new trees here from the ice set so we can compare some stuff. Wow, Amazon is still, this is they put in some paper for my boxes. I'm not real happy with Amazon's shipping lately. I don't think that they're looking out for the people who are ordering stuff from them, and I resent that quite a bit. But I had gift cards. And while I absolutely adore the current Heroscape stuff, we're operating on a limited budget here at the Man Cave, so I gotta cut corners wherever I can, and that's why I got these from Amazon with gift cards. All right, so first I think we'll open the trees, because that's going to be the one that's the smallest, since this just has... Open up live here. This just has the line of sight blockers. There's no building terrain here. So like I said, I got some of the old trees here so we can compare and contrast one to another. All right, here we go. So the back of the box says, Untamed Wilderness still covers large swaths of Valhalla. One can wander for days amid the evergreens without seeing another soul. In the ongoing Wellspring War, these gargantuan trees have proven to be prime staging spots for enemies, marching through the brush, hidden from view, and emerging from an unsuspected location, and harry an enemy force. Build new environments over which to battle for Valhalla with Heroscape Forests of Valhalla. Choose your scenario, build your battlefield, select your army, and fight to win. So included in this are two 10 height evergreen trees, which is the smallest, two 12 height evergreen trees, and two of the 15 evergreen trees. So these are the redone trees. This is the art from the back of the box, which, you know, pretty enough. I wish they had the rules for, hey, this is what blocking terrain does. This is, you know, that's kind of a... It's not really, I mean, it's not a miss. These are nice. It's just, this is a lot of money for what basically comes down to trees. So this is the new tree. This is the old tree. The old tree looked a little different, as you can see here. This is the current tree, but from the ice set. So it's the same thing, but it's painted a little bit differently. Bottoms are still the same. This is one of my original big trees, because I have like 5 of the old Road to the Forgotten Forest, which was nice because it came with, I think, 5 trees instead of 6, but it also had the bridges, the roads. It had one bridge, and of course it came with a common hero, and it came with a little rules thing that said this is the rules for the Forgotten Forest, and I believe it even had a couple scenarios. Now, the current Heroscape Renegade's giving us scenarios every month online anyway, so I guess that's not that big a deal. But price point wise, it would have been nice to have made. Ooh, wow! So these look a little bit different, not a lot, but it's just enough. People have already showed the you can surround this current one with terrain, and you couldn't do that with this one without it popping up. So once we get all this stuff out, maybe I'll build up a quick thing and I'll show you what we're talking about. But most of you have probably already seen it in somebody else's unboxing, or it's out there. Some people did some really good ones. So yeah, I kind of like the new design of the tree with the leaves. I mean, I don't know if you can, I don't know how well you can see. I think I'm okay. I don't know how well you can see that, but these leaves look a lot different than the old style. But they serve the same purpose. They're about the same. Well, I don't know. These are almost at 11. But it's cool. I like it. I wasn't sure I was going to buy it because $40 for 6 trees seems like a lot. But like I said, I had some Amazon gift cards. And as I've told you guys here on the channel, I want to order at least one of every terrain so I can at least show you guys what the complete Heroscape line looks like. So our next one here, this is Caverns. And the Caverns of Valhalla, this was a redo of the D&D set. Far beneath the castles and keeps of Valhalla sit shadowy labyrinthian catacombs. Monsters, refugees, and armies alike lurk in the shadows, all striving for survival deep inside the planet. Build new environments over which to battle for Valhalla with Heroscape, the Caverns of Valhalla. Choose your scenario, build your battlefield, select your army, and fight to win. And in this one, unearth the unknown. Venture into the depths with dungeon corridors, lurking shadows, and imposing rock formations. Hex tile. This has 2 24-piece dungeon tiles, 5 7-hex dungeon tiles, 2 3-hex dungeon tiles, 2 2-hex dungeon tiles, 7 1-hex dungeon tiles, 12 1-hex shadow tiles. For rock outcroppings, we have a 1 3-piece and 3 single-hex piece. And then this one has a setup guide. And that's likely because this is an entirely full terrain box versus just the line of sight blockers. It's over. Take this out. That's interesting. So the stalactites are coming down on this one. Underneath our art piece, we have, here's the rules. Here's our big pieces, which is odd because normally that's under this, but whatever. And then some extra shadow tiles. Apparently when they first put the boxes together, they were going to make less of the shadow tiles, and people were like, dude, you should put at least 12 in there, especially since some of them have to have little holes in them in order to make these pieces work. So, all right, here's our rules for this set. Building with shadow tiles. Shadow tiles have a height of 0, so it's just like water. They may be linked and stacked in the same way as other tiles with a height of 0, like the lava or the water, or the ice tiles, the slippery ice, and now we have, of course, the wellspring water. When you're defending on shadow tiles when a small, medium, or large figure is in at least one shadow space, the figure will increase its defense value by 1. And then for the rock outcroppings must be placed on special height 0 tiles that have the holes. Let's see if that's, nope, not that one. Here we go. So that's these right here. See, they have these little holes, and they connect like so. And it's nice and sturdy, and then, you know, they sit here fairly nicely. The little pegs keep them from sitting as nice as some of the other ones, like this shadow tile. Nope, that's one of the holes again. This shadow tile locks in rather nice. It's not really moving around a bit, see? Whereas this one doesn't because of the little bumpy things. And the thing, in the old days, with the original cavern set that they did for Dungeons with D&D, they had 1 3-piece shadow that had the holes in it. So with these ones, we have to play with it and manipulate it to make sure that it fits correctly on the piece. With 3 of the individual shadow tiles that you then connect together. Okay. And they got to fit a certain way. And I saw on another, I think it was Owlman's video, that the old cavern pieces were put together a little bit differently, so it's not going to be an exact fit to combine. Like, they'll still sit on your dungeons, but they won't, you're not going to be able to use the old 3-piece base with this type of thing. So here's our 3-piece one. And when you sit that down, it's very wobbly. It's not, I mean, it's not going to be as firm because those little peg pieces are sitting in there. So, but here's one of those new trees we were looking at earlier, and those fit really good. And we can even take and put, let's see, terrain all around this thing. Put that right here. Put a piece here. Yep, fits perfect. It's not touching at all. Put a piece here, same thing. And then connect it to this one here. Yep, it sits in there rather nicely. There's no bounce, no give. They fixed what and you know, so for some people that was a big deal in the old days. Some of us it wasn't. And the nice thing about the trees in the old days, I had so many that we could make a full-on jungle. Yeah, see, you can tell the difference there, the old versus the new. The old, they pop right up because there's just a little too much on the edges around the old pieces, and this new one, they have fixed that problem. So, thank you very much. I believe, I think Sir Heroscape was talking about that, I think. And he said it was Lee Hoff who knew that there was a problem and decided to help to fix it so that that piece can fit there much more nicely. Yep, perfect. All right, so that's the basic of our dungeons here. So we have we have the rock outcroppings, and then we have the shadow pieces, and then the other tile here is a type of I forget what they called it. They called it the dungeon tile. And the dungeon tile itself, they have no special rules. The dungeon tiles do not, but the shadows do. And so this is where, if you're interested in the shadow, the new G.I. Joe set comes with a couple. I think it comes with 5. 2 of them are for Storm Shadow, the character. So if you want shadow tiles, this is pretty much your best bet at getting them at the moment. Because you're gonna want more than the 5 that you get with it, because it's an interesting concept, and it's not going to do much for you if you only have the 3 that you can build with, and then the 2 that happen because of Storm Shadow's special ability. So, but yeah, like here, anybody standing on these pieces would get the +1, and then of course we have the line of sight blocker there. I don't think that these trees don't act like the jungle trees. The jungle trees give you a bonus to defense by standing next to them. These do not. These are just line of sight blockers. So, I believe. I don't know. Well, I know for the modern, it didn't come with any rules saying that they did anything for you defensive-wise. I don't think the snow one, I don't think it's anything about the snow ones doing that either. So, this is the way it is. This is it. And it is pretty cool. So, this is set, and we build a nice little cavern thing here. And these work the same way that the lava ones did, although with the lava ones I think we got more than here. But that's not bad. It's a nice little set here. And then of course we have our extra 5 pieces, or 7 pieces. So, all right, next. We have, I'll move that up because I'm going to make some maps later. We have the urban lands. Okay. These are becoming, this is a set that's basically based off of the Battle at the Pit set that the G.I. Joe guys come with. The Valkyrie General Volorak brought industry and mechanization to Valhalla. Along with that came great metropolitan cityscapes, where once stood picturesque pastoral expanses, now sit swaths of asphalt, concrete, and steel. So we build new environments over which to battle for Valhalla with Heroscape, urban landscape of Valhalla. Choose your scenario, build your battlefield, select your army, and fight to win. So we have a 24 hex asphalt piece, and then we have a 24 hex concrete tile. These are those 2 types of terrain we have not seen since the old Marvel sets, which some people are saying shouldn't count because it was, it's a different IP. But I haven't seen an official ruling saying we can't use any of our old stuff. And I mean, why not? They have the pieces work. And I really like the little house that they used to have, the building with the breakable wall. Oh, this is sweet. Here's a picture of Volorak's new industrialized cities. So, like I said, the difference between this set and the G.I. Joe set is the G.I. Joe set comes with Toxic Land tiles. These don't have that. I wish that they did. The Toxic Land is probably one of my favorite new types of terrain. I love that when it gives you height, but you lose height advantage because it's toxic, and it takes that away from you. So let's see what we got here. We have asphalt and concrete. I'm gonna put these together like so. We have these very cool wall line of sight blockers here that fit on the map quite nicely. Hey, that is solid. This is way better than the old walls that came with the original master set. So that's our line of sight blockers there. We've got a backside, a front side. And then of course we have both types. We've got asphalt, which is the black set. We've got concrete, which is our white set. I'm not seeing any kind of special rules for anything, so I guess there's no movement advantage toward being on one or the other. Kind of thought there might be. I thought it was going to do something sort of like the roads, but it doesn't appear that that's the direction they went. Yep, there's no little tiny rules thing in this one. Fortified wall pieces and 20 pieces of terrain. That's it. Okay, so I believe in the Marvel set, I think that there were a couple of scenarios that had some special rules for these different types of pieces. And I have, I think, 3 or 4 boxes of the Marvel set. So I'll look that up and I'll let you know what I find in a future video. And I think that there's a good chance that that will not, I don't think it's going to be making it into this new stuff at all. They seem to be, I mean, it's nice that they have it now, you know, that they've brought back the land type, but I think that's about all we're going to get. I don't think anybody was really missing most of the old Marvel set. I do like that they now have these walls, though, and it works well with the G.I. Joe set. I put together out of their battle box. I put together a set, and the terrain looks good. It fits well with the scenarios, and they give you the idea is supposedly that Dr. Mindbender was messing around with forces beyond his understanding, and he ended up opening a portal to Valhalla, which is how the Joes end up arriving. And that's why they don't have a general, because they weren't summoned. They sort of brought themselves here. So I think that's, I mean, at the end of the little story in the book, they both sides start to team up with different generals. Like Cobra meets up with the Isonex, and G.I. Joe meets Jander's forces, who are working, of course, now with Utgar. So they run into Drake, who, you know, soldier to soldier, that kind of makes sense. You know, he's able to talk them and to let them know what's going on, and to give them... There's no single base pieces on this. Oh, I guess there are those 2. Okay, gotta do that. There we go. So just a quick little setup here. But that's the 3 terrain pieces that we got today. That means I now have all the current terrain. The pirate ship pieces are coming. I mean, they're still on. They haven't been released yet. I don't think they officially get released until next Monday on the 4th. They're not part of what I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered all the characters, but I didn't have enough money set aside to get the terrain yet. So I'll probably order a box of that on my next paycheck, and I'll have that, once that gets here, I'll open it up for you guys. And then I've noticed that they're doing the Ancient Lands, so at the end of next month, I think, is when I'm going to set up my pre-orders for there, because we're trying to save a little bit, because we want to go to Gen Con this year too. So we don't have our tickets yet. We'll probably do that this weekend. So there we go. I mean, they're nice little sets. I do miss the days when you'd get a set that had a common hero. You know, this would have been great to toss in. I mean, I understand that this isn't technically for the GI Joe set, so the green shirts or a blue shirt for Cobra Trooper thing wouldn't work. Would have been cool to see like a couple of Crimson Guards or something come with this. But I mean, it's still serviceable, and this really, if they're trying to make this urban landscape more for, because some people are keeping the GI Joe stuff separate from the regular Valhalla stuff, which I understand. It's we'll see how it works and what happens as we go forward. We'll see if, I mean, when they first did Marvel, there was all kinds of plans for more, and that's when Hasbro, you know, killed the line, and nothing ended up happening. So they put out, with the G.I. Joe stuff, as you saw from our unboxing, they put out several boxes worth of stuff. If that's all we get, that would be disappointing, but it's definitely way more than we ever got support for Marvel. So, all right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in from here at the Man Cave. I want to say have a good night, and until we meet again, may all your rolls be crits.